What's going on, folk? NimbleThor here, and welcome back, guys, to the daily quest of finding the very best mobile games every single day. And can I just say, guys, 2017, what a year it has been for mobile gaming. There's been so many high-quality games coming out, and today we are checking out the latest of those, just really AAA games coming to mobile as we take Lineage 2 Revolution for a first impressions spin. Before we get too deep into the game though, remember that the download links, as always, can be found down in the description box down below. And I just want to warn you guys, there is a 1 GB additional download after you have already downloaded and installed the game from either Google Play or the App Stores. You guys might want to clear up some space on your phone if you're about to run out. So we are playing as an elf character here today, using a bow as our primary weapon. We can also play as a human though. There are dark elves, and there's also a dwarf race that we could choose to play as. Sadly, however, all of these races are gender locked, meaning that, for example, the human race can only be male. The elf race, such as the one we are playing right now, can only be female. It's something that many mobile games do, but I just wish that we'd have the option to play as whatever race and whatever gender we would like to. But oh well, maybe the next game on mobile will have that included. I went with the elf because I wanted to play as a rogue, and I figured that the extra evasion that the elf race has would really come in handy. So each of these different races have some certain advantages and disadvantages. You guys can go look into that if you decide to play the game. But after you choose a race, we then have to choose a class, where I'm playing as a rogue. We also have a warrior, we have a mystic, which is basically just a mage. There are really only 3 different classes to play as, which is surprisingly little, I would say. Doesn't make for a very nice team setup, I would say, if you're playing with a team. At level 31 though, we do get to choose 1 out of 2 subclasses, I call them subclasses, that we then move towards, which does add a bit more of differentiation between the characters, but I still feel like it's somewhat limited in the amount of choices that we have, and we lack a true support character, which tells me that the game, although it is an MMO, doesn't focus a lot on this team play, which is really a shame. I would love to have seen a bit more of that. But maybe that'll be added later. Maybe this is just because the game has literally just released, and this is just the beginning of a game that I'm sure that Netmarble, the developers, the publishers, will hope to continue to develop on for years to come if they can. So here's this nice little cutscene. You guys can see that there's actually a bit of frame rate drop here, but that is because of my recording software. Just so you guys know, it runs super smoothly on my phone. A couple of neat things I noticed about playing as a ranged character, by the way. I just want to add that in here before you guys go on to choose which character and which race you want to play as, is that we can more easily keep up with a combo. You guys can see that we have a 9 combo right now, 10 combo, and there you go. You guys can see that we get a 1% damage increase. That is really nice, because it means that as an archer, as a ranged character, we will have an easier time getting these combos because we can attack from range. Obviously, if the combo is only kept up if we keep attacking enemies, and if we are playing as a melee, we have to run towards the enemy to attack it again. So it's more difficult to get this combo here, which is really easy as a ranged character. So you do have to factor in maybe 2, 3, 4% extra damage when you play as a bow or other sorts of, I'm not sure, for example, a wizard could probably do the same, the mage character could probably do the same thing, but that's still really cool. Look at this beast though, how awesome does that look? These cutscenes, super high quality, I must say. It's looking really neat, and I hope that you guys are into stories, into quests, because you will be doing a ton of quests in this game. You can certainly just roam around if you want to, but these quests is what's going to make you level up really fast. And just as with any other large MMO released, for example, the Crusaders of Light, quests are completed 100% on auto mode. So right now, I'm actually not even controlling my phone. This is all happening automatically. Do you like that? I don't know. Some people like it, some people hate it. I don't even want to talk that much about that anymore. I'm tired of ranting about that. You can simply choose to not use the auto mode if you don't like it, and you can choose to use it if you do like it. Go figure. But I would like to hear what you guys think about the auto mode still. Down in the comment section down below. I know that some of you really hate it, and I know that some of you find it actually kind of enjoyable, because you can kind of play the game while maybe watching a series, watching a movie at the same time. So it just becomes this sort of second screen experience playing this game. But that just depends on the play style. Obviously, this game can be played both, as I said, with and without the auto mode. But just in case you guys don't know how the auto mode works, it's literally, everything is auto. Like, you run towards the quest objective automatically, you pick up whatever you have to pick up, or you fight the enemies automatically. all of that happens automatically. You only have to tap to start a new quest, and such as that we have to do right here, accept quest, and then to actually complete the quest, like hand in the quest to the NPC that gave you the quest the first time. But it doesn't stop there. If we jump into in here, where is it? Let's have a look. Battle, over here. Yes, here it is. So we can auto use HP potions, MP potions. We can do auto heal. We can, let's see, we can do normal attack range. We can do auto battle radius, and we can even do an auto pickup system. So like we don't want to pick up the worst items so that we don't fill up our inventory. This feels a lot like setting up a bot in MMO, which is illegal in nearly every PC MMO, but apparently it's built right into mobile MMOs these days. Go figure, guys. I don't know really why they did that. It seems kind of strange, honestly, because these same developers, every MMO developer has been fighting against bots for so long, but now they're adding auto fight, and not even just auto fight, actually kind of bot features. When I say bot features, I mean the auto picking up, and you can choose which items to pick up, which items not to pick up. You have the auto potion, stuff like that. It makes it feel like the most advanced auto fighting system we've ever seen in any MMO so far. What I will say, however, is that you can simply turn this off, and when you do that, it actually becomes quite an enjoyable combat system, in my opinion. For example, as a ranged character here, the combat system actually forces you to look at the enemy that you're fighting instead of just tapping the attack button and the character will look around automatically. It does help a bit, like you don't have to look exactly at the enemy because that's kind of difficult on mobile, but you can't just simply mindlessly tap the attack button if you play on the non-auto mode, which I really appreciate because it means that the game can cater to kind of both audiences. And now, as for the quality of the game, it's clearly very, very high. The cutscenes look great. We talked about that already. You guys saw a really neat cutscene with the monster that we had to defeat before, kind of the boss monster. But I'm kind of confused because even in the very beginning of the game, like the very first cutscenes, we have voiced over cutscenes, which is amazing, right? Voiced over, it sounds great, really high quality stuff. But they haven't put in the effort to actually animate the faces, animate the mouths moving. And I know stuff like that takes a lot of time, and they probably had to cut down on development somewhere. But it just feels a bit strange that the rest of the game is so high quality, and just even just the first interactions with the game, those could at least be animated. I would have loved to see that. I feel like that's something I actually expected from such a huge game as this. This is one of the probably two biggest MMOs at least, we will see released on mobile in this entire year of 2017. So yeah, but that's just my opinion on that, guys. Maybe I'm overthinking it. There's of course a lot more to the game, such as daily dungeons, of which you can participate in once each day for free. And that's kind of, if we get into the monetization of the game, that's where the game tries to monetize, is that doing dungeons you have to pay for if you want to do more of them each day. And is that a fair monetization? Probably, depending on how important these dungeons will become later on. It's kind of hard to say right now, where we're just getting into the game. But yeah, time will tell, guys. But that's how the game works. Obviously, there are even more features. I'm not gonna be able to go into all of them now, but hopefully you guys have gotten a pretty good idea of how this game plays, what you can come to expect. In terms of a conclusion, I will say that this game still feels less like an MMO than, for example, Crusaders of Light. And when I say that, I mean that it kind of leads back to the characters that we were talking about before, the different races. We don't have support races, and even the dungeons that we talked about just before. The dungeons aren't this. They're all single player, at least the ones I've played so far. Whereas in Crusaders of Light, you were kind of just thrown right into multiplayer raids right from the beginning, which was kind of hectic as well, because it's way easier when you're playing those with a guild and people you actually know, or sitting together with friends, or you're talking with those people via voice or something like that while you play those raids. But it still worked really, really nicely. Whereas in this game, we don't have that. It feels more like a single-player experience that just happens to be an MMO, as in, you just happen to be able to see the other players. And of course, yeah, you can chat with them. Of course, you have the guilds as well. But it just doesn't give the impression. The first impression I get as a player is that this game doesn't really focus that much on the online multiplayer aspects of the game. But what do you guys think about this game? Do you agree or disagree with my views and opinions on the game? I'm sure that you will let me know down in the comment section down below. And with that said, as we're just finishing off this, what is it, a war chief, this war chief here, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, because we do one of these first impression looks at a new mobile game every single day, guys. And be sure to invite your friends, by the way. We want to keep growing this awesome community. I got so much awesome stuff coming to the channel in the next half year, in the next year. So much stuff planned, guys. It's going to be amazing. I promise you guys. So until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I will see you guys around.